Would I be the asshole if I tell my struggling friend, 22F, to stay away from my 22F, BF, 23M? I'm 22F, in a nearly 2-year relationship with my boyfriend, 23M, and we have a mutual friend from college, Jane, 22F. Jane has struggled mentally since a falling out with her friend group 2 years ago, which she says left her with PTSD. She gets panic attacks at the thought of seeing her former friends on campus and even skipped 2 semesters last year because of it. I've become her only friend, so I've tried to support her as best as I can. With the beginning of the new semester, Jane texted me a couple of days ago, showing scratches on her wrist from self-harming, saying the semester's start had triggered her. I tried to comfort her, telling her to attend when she was ready and that I'd be there if she needed anything. Today, she showed up for class after her long absence and asked to sit behind my boyfriend and me, which made sense given her lack of other friends. My boyfriend knows about her mental health struggles and is friendly with her, but doesn't really like her. She tends to have pick-me energy that makes us both uncomfortable. During lunch, my boyfriend and I usually sit next to each other, but she tagged along and walked beside him in the corridor, chatting with him about bikes, which isn't my interest. Feeling a bit out of place, I stayed quiet, as I often do when I'm not close to people. My boyfriend noticed this, so he subtly pulled me towards him, switched places so I was between them, and held my hand to make me feel more comfortable and included. The uncomfortable behavior started at the cafeteria. Jane handed my boyfriend some money and asked him to get her lunch, as though bossing him around. When we sat down, she tried to sit between us, but my boyfriend switched places to keep me by his side. Then, she stared at my face and asked if I was wearing makeup. When I said yes, she commented in a mocking tone, "You sure do have energy to put on makeup this early in the morning." She also lifted her sleeves to show me her self-harm scars, said look at my art, which made me very uncomfortable. She then told my boyfriend to hurry up with his lunch, standing behind him with her hand resting on his shoulder for an uncomfortably long time, even patting him playfully. I felt incredibly uneasy about it. Later, during our computer class, she was sitting behind us. At one point, while my boyfriend and I were talking, she leaned back to listen and slid her chair so close to him that she was resting her head on his back. I was so upset that I looked away. My boyfriend noticed, so he came closer to me and held my hand, but Jane didn't budge, continuing to lean on his back as if it was perfectly normal. It felt like she was trying to lay her rights on him. I'm feeling hurt and angry right now. My boyfriend noticed I was upset and asked if I was okay. I told him how her behavior and his not moving away from her hurt me. He understood, apologized, and admitted he felt uncomfortable with how touchy she was but didn't know how to ask her to stop without coming across as rude or insensitive to someone who is really fragile mentally. He said he felt trapped because he's aware of her mental health issues and didn't want to hurt her. He assured me that if she ever crossed that line again, he'd firmly ask her to move away. I know my jealousy was triggered, but I trust him, and now I regret getting mad at him, as he also felt harassed by her behavior. I want to address this with Jane, to enforce boundaries respectfully, especially since I'm her only friend. But I'm worried about triggering her or worsening her feelings of rejection, even though I don't want to tolerate the disrespect toward my boyfriend and me. How can I ask her to respect our space without harming her emotionally? Would I be the asshole if I confront her about it?